Hello, everybody, and I hope you're all fine. Let's get to work about the next topic that we want to cover in our class, which is about holding trade shows. As people who are involved in businesses, at some point you might be required to take part in trade shows. You might have seen some of these trade shows uh, that happen at the on campus at the university. Sometimes there are desks and students or some companies go stand around it. People go ask questions and so on. A very good example actually is the Helsinki International Book Fair. If you ever got the chance to go there, you will see a lot of publishers bringing their books and put them on displays, and then you can go and ask about certain books if they have it available, if there is anything new coming into the market, and so on. So this is what is going to happen in our class on 22nd of November. Which is your next face-to-face class. You are going to work on your trade show. So before I proceed, let me share my slides. Right. And I'm going to stop my video, and because I don't think that you really need to see my face, as long as you can hear me, it would be fine. So let me stop my video. Right. So we are going to discuss trade shows, sales pitch, and flyers. Basically, you will learn about sales pitches and how to make flyers. You will create your own trade show and so on. So that's an example of a trade show. But let's see. What you are going to do is that you remember that you work together in different groups in class, trying to define a product, for example, whether it was a hair salon or a coffee shop or something, and you work together towards that. Now, you need to think about the product of that company that you envisaged, the product that you decided to have your business on in that company, and then create a trade show. Where would you do that? You would do it in the classroom on 22nd of November. So 22nd of November, when you come to class, you will arrange the desks in a way that you and your friends in a team, every team will have one or two desks, depending on the extensiveness of their product. And then you will be putting your product on display. Your product might be physical or it might be non-physical, for example, digital. So for example, if you are having coffee, if your concept is a concept, business concept is a business concept of a coffee shop, then well, it's a good idea to have, I mean, a little coffee. You don't need to bring 5 liters of coffee, just a small amount of coffee, a few small paper cups, or something that can, or a kind of brochure, a flyer, maybe some sort of digital pictures that can run on your computer. You will have a small trade show. Or, for example, I don't know, if you are thinking of developing a kind of software, then probably some sort of PowerPoint presentation about your software and how you would do that. For example, how the software works, the advantages, disadvantages, and so on. Something that that you could show. Uh, the activity is graded based on cooperative principles, which means that every member of your team is responsible for the whole grade. So the team will get a grade, and the team also needs to um, be coordinated. So if you have time from now until 22nd of November to find each other and arrange and decide, for example, think about these items. How do you want to design that table? For example, do you want to have real objects? Do you want to have digital objects? Then a sort of distribution of responsibilities, who will do what? If you are a member of three people, who will do what? And so on. Then the other thing that you need to do is during any given point of time, at least two people from your team needs to be at the desk, and the other members of the team could go around and look at other desks, ask questions, gets involved with other people, other friends, other desks, ask about their products, about their services, and about prices and all these things, which means you get engaged with your fellow students. Two people will stay at the desk so that if somebody comes and start asking, and then after some time you will reverse roles. So those people who were going around and talking to people will stand at the desk, and those people who were at the desk will start rolling around. My job will be going around and visiting the desks. I necessarily do not get involved with your products, but I simply watch how you interact with other friends in your class. For example, how do you present your product? How do you answer the questions? How do you ask questions? How do you answer questions? And how do you give your sales pitch? I'm going to talk about sales pitch soon. So basically, that's what you are going to do. You are going to create a real trade show based on the product that you've been thinking about or the company. It is a good practice, certainly, to have a kind of name for your company or a name for your product, the same way as you were when you were doing um, the business plan. You remember in the business plan, you also had you needed to have a name for your company. So here, uh, that's kind of, for example, if you prepare dog food and you want to sell dog food, if you want to have nail salon, if you want to have barber shop or whatever, it's a good idea to have a name for it and then define your product and some sort of pricing and so on. So when people come and ask you questions, you should be ready to answer. So my job will be going around and watch you as you interact with each other. Now, let's move on. Sales pitch. A sales pitch, as they say, you can read it from the slide. A sales pitch, as it says, is a very short spoken presentation or a speech that usually takes 1 or 2 minutes. In the sales pitch, you basically present your product. You talk about advantages. You talk about advantages over other kinds of products and what kind of problems it solves. And the idea of a sales pitch is to attract more customer. Um, it's a sort of technique, a sort of marketing technique. So there is some formula. You can continue looking at these slides further. The slides are already on Moodle, so you can read them. But I would like to also encourage you to have a look at these, for example, examples. Example one, for example, about a fitness tracker. You can read it later. Then example two, and you see the focus is always on you because you look at things from the point of view of the customer. And that's why you is also very important. Example three, about some sort of eco cleaning products. And the focus is on customer. As I said, you can always read that. Now, there are some tips about taking the attention. There is the link on Moodle. Go ahead and read it by yourself. This is nothing really difficult. And also about making flyers, which is on Moodle. But now I would like to give a word or two about sales pitch, the actual practice of sales pitch. So let me unshare these slides and share with you another set of slides. Okay. Share. Right. Now, there are different what do we say, schools or thoughts about how sales pitch can work. One of the most recent one is the strategy that is called HSO. H for hook, S for story, and O for offer. So it's HSO strategy. HSO strategy is a sort of three-prong strategy, which is about which is based on hook, story, and offer. So hook is something that you use in order to attract the attention. So usually in many cases, it starts with some sort of question. For example, if somebody wants to create a sales pitch about a kind of shampoo, it probably starts like, are you suffering from hair loss? Does your hair look funny? Would you like to have a more silky hair? You know, these kinds of questions is to attract the person's attention. These are called hooks. The second part of a sales pitch is the story. Again, for the same shampoo, the shampoo example, the sales pitch can continue that we have created the best product by inviting most sophisticated, for example, chemists and whatever biologists and whatever to put up the best formula that has come into this shampoo. All sorts of natural ingredients are now used in this shampoo. And then it goes to the third stage, which is offer. Come and visit our website and, for example, get 10% discount on your first purchase. If you have any questions, contact us and blah, blah, blah. Offering assistance, offering help, offering services, offering product. So this three-stage activity of sales pitch would be interesting. So what I would like to encourage you is that with your team, try to come up with a sales pitch about the product that you are going to use in that trade show. Write that sales pitch. You might start you might say, oh, that's funny. We are going to use it in the sales, in the trade show. Why do we have to write it? Well, write it and practice it. Revise it, and together with your all team members, revise it and have a good sales pitch. Practice it so often that it stays in your mind, right? Then, of course, during the trade show, you are not going to do like, are you suffering from hair loss? Da 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 da. We have the best products. Da da da. Come and meet us. Da 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 da. Of course, you are not going to do that. But at some point, when you are interacting with the customer, when you think that the customer is attracted enough, then you will start explaining more and more about your product. So when you have already practiced, or if you have already practiced the sales pitch, then you have the information, you have all that critical small pieces of information on your mind to use when you talk to somebody about your products. You don't say, mm, because you are prepared, because you will know your product. I'm going to stop sharing this, and then I will enable my video now for a couple of more things to say. Right. Now, other things about interaction. Do not forget eye contact. Eye contact is very important when you are dealing with your visitors at the trade show. Then try to position yourself. Positioning is also another important factor. Try to position yourselves, okay? Yourselves, I mean your own personal body, with contacts in a proximity or some level of closeness to the product. I'm going to tilt this video to show you. Imagine that, look, this is the table, okay? This is the table on which you will be arranging your stuff. For example, For example, this mouse is what I am using, I want to sell, I want to promote, right? Now, this mouse is on the table for people to see. Now, how you should position yourself there, you should be somehow standing close to it. At least with some, look at my hands, how I am leaning over the table, not completely. You are not covering the table. You are not covering your product. You are not creating an arch over your product, but you will be present with your hands touching the table. You don't need to stand like that all the time, but once somebody is coming towards your table, then you can get into this position. This means that you are not detached. This means that you know, this is an indication. This is a kind of signal that you are in contact with your product. It's not that, okay, you drop a product on a table and then your head is towards another direction and people will come and go if they are interested or they are not interested. You just don't care. It doesn't work like that. The other thing that uh, I would like you to do is when you are positioned like that, use your head. Your head needs to be mobile. Well, in the beginning, it might sound some sort of robotic, but when I say move your head, what do you fix it on? You fix it on people as they are coming towards your desk. So it means you start looking at them, and as they move, you also move yourself, right? And try to achieve the eye contact. That's the important moment. When the eye contact is made, then you start. Can I help you? Are you familiar with our company? Are you familiar with our products? Would you like me to give you a little more information about our products? And so on. So start attracting people to come to your desk. And then while you do the discussion, you do the sales pitch. Now, you might say that, okay, the customers have the freedom. Of course, they might, as they come to you and then you look at them and they say, for example, have you heard anything about XYZ company? They might say no. That's good. So which means that you can go to the next level. Would you like me to give you more information or would you like me to give you more information about the products that we offer? And the person might say, no, that's very normal. Again, do not let the customer just leave. Don't, if the customer says, no, I'm not interested, and they start moving away, don't let them go. Give them something. Give them a business card, a copy of your flyer or brochure. Give them something. Give them a cookie, a candy, something by which the person remembers. Yes, if you give the person the brochure or the flyer, chances that the person will drop it into a trash bin after the trade show is over, chances are there, of course. But there is also chances that at least this paper makes it home. I mean, the person keeps it until he goes home and takes a look at it and might be. So it is important when you design that flyer to include some sort of contact details, a kind of website, imaginary website, a telephone number, a hotline, something that that people could get in touch with you. So for the 22nd of November, you need to have all these things prepared. So you need to have your concept, your product, and design of your table, what you are going to do. Are you going to use PowerPoints? If you need PowerPoints, tablets, laptops are needed. Or, for example, the real objects, you need to have a kind of flyer or a kind of something that defines your business, like a business card or something. And then everybody needs to be present on that day. So that is about it. I hope that this very short video does the justice and tells you what you are supposed to do on November 22nd in your class. Thank you and see you. Bye.